This is Ayman here for Boxing Social in association with Betfred with the one and only Eddie Hearn as we creep closer to Usyk Joshua 2. Eddie, first of all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's quite weird coming on a Monday and starting media on a Monday because I woke up this morning thinking, what is it today? The press conference, is it the weigh-in? And obviously we're just here on Tuesday at the public workout, and then tomorrow we've got the press conference. Thursday's a day off. Not sure how much of a day off, but Friday the weigh-in, so still quite a long time to go till fight night. And obviously pushing the fight, but mainly making sure AJ's comfortable, ready for a massive performance.
This might come across as a very obvious question, but is a fight like this, an event like this, just like have massive personal significance for yourself when you look at your own journey as a promoter?
I mean, again, don't want to sound arrogant, but I've done so much that everything's a buzz. But I'm not out here this week saying, oh, I can't believe I've put on another massive event where the fighters are getting so much money, and it's like that was very David Brent. But more, look at the job I've done for AJ and Usyk, to be fair, and look at the moment we're about to enjoy on Saturday night. That's what I live for. I live for seeing AJ ring walk and sitting there just fucking like with the hairs on the back of my neck standing up, with the blood pumping around me, just willing him to win. And that moment, hopefully, when that victory comes and fills you with ultimate joy. And nothing can buy that. So I'm lucky enough to have done okay to be in a position where I can enjoy it a bit more now. You know, a lot of these nights early in my career, I didn't really enjoy because I wasn't in the moment, if that makes sense. I was too pumped, I was naive, and I was a kid. Now I'm able to enjoy it a little bit more and say, look, we've got 60 staff working for Matchroom, like boxing. So you can just almost take yourself out of the bubble a little bit and look back and feel proud, but also just be in the moment for AJ and just will him to win so badly.
Because sometimes you can come across very deep. I wondered if there was a poem or a significant quote that you had read into this fight with.
No, I think you get deep as you get older. You know, some of the things that I think now about life and enjoyment and success, to think that I would have had that kind of those thoughts in my 20s or even early 30s, I would have laughed at myself. But life changes, you know, and I never thought about enjoying what I did or the moment as much. I was just hustle, work. Don't be silly. It's not about enjoyment. It's about selling tickets, driving pay-per-views. It's about hitting numbers, and I've still got that mentality, but just again, it's probably just comes with doing well enough to be able to sit back and now look at a brilliant young team of people that we've got at Matchroom, where I can just take myself out a little bit and go on team, and enjoy it a little bit more rather than just stressing and that's what I'm trying to do. But we're always working on ourselves. It's a personal journey as well. And I had a great therapy session this morning with Derek Chisora in the Steam, and we were just spitting the fat on life and enjoyment, and Del Boy's got it bang on. You know, he's got it. He's in a really good place, Del Boy, about life, and it's good to talk to people about that. You know,
a lot going on in Usyk's life and Joshua's life too. What have you made of Usyk as you've seen him? He carried around an Eeyore teddy, which I thought was a little bit strange. What did you make of that?
That was his daughter's, wasn't it? I think something like. I think Usyk seems quite emotional this week. Now, I don't know if that's good news or bad news for AJ. But I think, look, people always ask me the question, with everything that's happened in Ukraine, how will it affect him? And the answer is we have absolutely no idea. He'll be motivated to produce on this platform for his country, but there is a lot going on with his travel and his family and all that kind of stuff. These are the moments we start debating that, don't we? You're going to see him in there in a bit, and you're all going to be talking about, oh, his legs look big, so I don't know. And maybe I'm just clutching straws, I don't know, but all I worry about is AJ. And honestly, I had conversations with AJ on Thursday and Friday of the first fight that I didn't really like. Not because he was, just about the tactics of the fight and what he thought he could do in the fight. And obviously now there's a real trickery with Alexander Usyk about getting in the ring with him, the unexpected. When someone talks about how good someone is and what a genius someone is and what magic they've got up their sleeves, you're almost drained before you've experienced it. You know, oh yeah, everyone said he does that. Oh, look, his feet are so good. Oh, it happened to bell you a little bit in that fight. When you shared the ring with him, at least you've had that experience. At least you know what to expect. Doesn't mean you can overcome it, but I feel like it's a lot easier to fight Alexander Usyk the second time round because of that whole image of Usyk, because you can outthink yourself, and that's what AJ did in the first fight. He said, no, he does this, and you're standing off, you're waiting, you're second guessing yourself, but he's experienced it now. Again, doesn't mean he can overcome it. I just think easier for someone like AJ to get his head round what he needs to do in this fight, having experienced 12 rounds with him.
And have you seen Johnny Nelson yet?
He's over there. I've got no problem with Johnny Nelson. You know, Johnny Nelson said something that was absolutely spot on. I said that Johnny Nelson was a company man. He said, I used to be his company man when he was at Sky. 100%. But I'm not at Sky anymore, so therefore, and nor's AJ, so therefore, he's not a company man for me or for AJ. But there's nothing wrong with being that company man, but when you are that company man, sometimes you say things. I mean, look, we all remember many famous lines, particularly when he said James Tennyson would beat Gervonta Davis. We love James Tennyson, by the way. And so, but sometimes he says things, gets carried away with his position within the business. And it's a little bit, you know, I've been here, last night I did, I want to say 80 interviews. Not one with Sky, you know, and I'm here all week to help them hit their numbers. But it's a little bit, it's still raw. Even a year on, it's still raw for them. So I don't like the fact that with everything that Anthony Joshua has done for this sport, that not just them, but a lot of people want to turn their back and underappreciate the guy's resume and the role that he's played for all of us. Without Anthony Joshua, me, Matchroom, we wouldn't have had our success. Mate, you wouldn't be here. No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Because without this guy, there wouldn't be YouTube outlets interested in the sport, flying out around the world, and all these different businesses, whether it's Boxing Social, IFL, Seconds Out, Behind the Gloves, he's made boxing the size it is. We need to be thankful for this guy. You know, give him that respect, that's all. And those people, some people like that, not saying Johnny, but a lot of people wouldn't be in a job at Sky. I'm telling you now, without AJ, we helped of course as well, I'm not even sure Sky would be doing boxing. So let's give this young man the credit. He's a great individual, he's a competitor, he's a winner, and that's all. And I take it personally when see people switch and make little comments because they're thinking about their company rather than thinking about a man that has helped their company so much.
Eddie, the discussion doesn't really apply to this fight because I think everyone understands that this fight is definitely a pay-per-view fight, but there's a lot of pay-per-views going on right now. What do you make of the market for a consumer who is purchasing a pay-per-view, and then just the kind of pay-per-views that are out there, plethora from different platforms? And
what's the question?
Just about the amount of pay-per-views that are out there right now.
Always been the way, hasn't it? I mean, you know, I think you pick and choose as a consumer. It's your right. If there's a number of new releases coming out in the cinema, you don't go to every one. You pick the one you want to go and see. Whether that's AJ Usyk, whether that's Chris Eubank against Conor Benn, whether that's Jake Paul coming up, whether that's Joe Joyce against Joseph Parker. They're all good fights, they're all good experiences. Some are better than others, some provide better value for money than others. It's over to you, the customer. If you believe you're getting value for money, if you believe the price is fair, just like any other product. And I've answered a lot of questions in the past, and I never feel right saying, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Because I think that really is a kick in the nuts to the customer. You know, and I don't think as someone that runs the product or owns the product, you should ever talk to your customers like that. Sometimes you can get frustrated and you can say things like that, but ultimately, on my pay-per-views or as part of the DAZN subscription, I want to give you nights and value for money that when you've finished or you've turned off your mobile phone, your big screen, wherever you're digesting the show, you feel like you got value for money. And I don't think it should ever be a case of, well, there are all the choices, it's up to you. If you don't like it, don't buy it. We've got to be more competitive than that. We've got to be more loyal to the customer, and we've got to provide a great experience and great value for money for them, more than ever. because times are about to get very difficult and people are going to get very selective on what they spend their money on. So you need to increase the quality. This goes for all businesses, all brands, all products. Right now, you need to be more competitive on price. You need to produce a better product than you've ever produced before. You need to have a closer relationship with your customer than you've ever had before. And you need to make sure you have that emotional association and loyalty with that customer, or in this case, with that fight fan. And right now, my mindset is, you the customer, you the fight fan, you know about Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. You know that time and time again, we deliver the best nights, the best fights. So invest with us. And we will never let you down in terms of value for money, entertainment, production values, hype, narrative, everything. And that's why we're the best in the world. So unfortunately for the other pay-per-views, they're not going to do as well as ours.
Cheers, Eddie. Thanks for bringing the book to social.